During festivals, businessmen usually put up a New Year picture of the three living gods of fortune. One of them in the picture was Kang Da-yong, a 12th generation descendant of the Kang family. Kang Da-yong is one of the best remembered in the family. His business empire expanded from Henan to Shandong. Over 300 years ago, something happened within the Kang family. When he was in his 20s, Kang Da-yong decided to abandon his political career and go into business.
登氏佐郎呢，在中国的古代官制中啊，它属于一个文官的官衔儿，品级不是很高，就是在九品之中呢，它属于正九品。正九品，那么虽然官职不高，但是呢，它也是用我们今天的话说啊，相当于进入了官员的后备队伍。
It's a Chinese tradition that officialdom is the natural outlet for good scholars. At that time, the Kang family was extremely rich and hoped the younger members of the family could obtain government positions. With their wealth and network of influential contacts, Kang would be able to enjoy a successful official career. So his decision was in opposition to his family's wishes. He only had the support of his mother, Ju. In the Kang family, Ju is a very special person. There's an interesting story about her family background. In 1641, rebel troops captured the city of Luoyang in Henan province. Ju's family members had to flee.
他女婿就后来的南明弘光皇帝嘛，他到这个南方以后，又给他当成皇帝了嘛。后来当皇帝找他母亲，找他的李妃，因为李妃很好，在他家里威信很好，结果给他母亲找到。给黄河北找到，但是李妃的一直没找到。
Legend has it that Ju's mother moved from place to place and eventually settled in Gongyi. She was taken in by the Kang family. Years later, Ju had grown into a beautiful woman and married into the Kang family. She gave birth to a son named Kang Da-yong. It's unclear whether this story is true, but Ju was certainly an influential woman within the Kang family. With the support of his mother, Kang Da-yong gave up his political career and went into business. Ju's ideas deeply influenced the family's attitude and philosophy towards the world of commerce and trade. From then on, the family became focused on business.
他对他的子女的教育，主要是 凸显3点：一，要读书；二，要健身习武；三，坚决不能做官，把精力专心致志地放到农商经济上来。
Kang had a clear idea about his future direction. He wanted to get involved in water transportation. He made this decision based on the policies of grain transportation by water, which had come in during Emperor Kang Shi's reign. Emperor Kang Shi cast his eyes towards the 3 outstanding matters. He carved them onto a pillar to alert himself. They were to help suppress feudatory rebellions, tame Chinese rivers, and develop the transportation of grain by water.
漕运本身就是专门是归国家搞运输的船运，这就叫漕运。
就是水运的它的成本啊，只相当于陆路运输的1/10左右，成本低，运量大，所以呢，在我国古代是沟通各个地方啊，这个交通运输的一种非常重要的方式。
In the entire history of China, Emperor Kang Shi can perhaps be considered as the emperor who valued the idea of transporting grain by water most highly. In the early Qing dynasty, around 300 years ago, the Yellow River was constantly flooding. This seriously affected the supply of grain to the capital. During the early years of his reign, Emperor Kang Shi fought with feudatory territories. The supply of provisions and fodder was vital. Water transport was a big political issue at that time. Back then, 240,000 tons of grain was transported to the capital every year. Guaranteeing this supply was highly important.
康熙是非常聪明的人，他把漕运提得很重要。这从国家来讲，他是站在国家角度提的，但是从开关上康板家这一家呢，提供了很好的条件。
To encourage individuals to develop the transportation of grain by water, the Qing government decreed that each ship should carry 3,600 kilograms of local specialties tax-free. If there were 6,000 ships engaged in transporting grain by water every year, then the duty-free allowance was 20,000 tons. This policy stimulated the merchants' enthusiasm for transporting grain by water. Kang Mansion is located in a town near the Law River. It took only an hour to get to the Yellow River by boat. This provided a great advantage for Kang Da-yong when he started to become interested in transporting grain by boat. But it was a highly competitive area of business. According to historical records, in the early Qing dynasty, there were over 7,000 boats on the Law River.
当时这个洛河上整个行船的商帮运力总量已经达到几十万担，但是当时那个时期呢，船都比较小，运力比较少，一个船都运个4、5吨。
所以呢，他就制造大船。除了制造大船之外，他还把罗河上、黄河上的大的船呀，都能够规扒，组建船队。
Kang's first step was to have more ships built. Compared with the small boats he'd seen on the rivers, Kang's ships were specially made. The wood used to make the ships was taken from the towering forests next to the Law River. Each ship was 20 to 30 meters long and over 4 meters wide. Each could carry about 190 tons of grain.
你像船连船一连排几十张，几十艘船，那是啥概念？给黄河上给运河，所以他这标志是非常清楚的。
The Kang family's ships had more cargo decks and a larger goods carrying capacity. They could meet the needs of mass freight transportation much better than conventional boats. With the foundation laid by their ancestors, as well as Kang Da-yong's wisdom and favorable relationship with the government, the new fleet gradually gained a foothold on the Law River. However, as business began to thrive, an unexpected danger loomed. One day, news arrived that the government was going to dig another canal and separate the Grand Canal from the Yellow River. In the past, boats and ships had been able to go from the Yellow River to the Grand Canal to transport goods all around China. But if the two were separated, goods vessels would only be able to reach Kaifeng, which was about 100 kilometers away. Their business scope would be severely limited. In fact, the decision to dig a new canal was a choice that had been forced on the emperor. At that time, the Yellow River repeatedly burst its banks, which seriously affected the passage of ships. To solve this problem, Jin Fu, who oversaw the river, had the middle canal dug in the area around Suzhou in Jiangsu to separate the Grand Canal from the Yellow River. The idea was to prevent it from being affected by the constant influx of floodwater from the Yellow River. This had a direct influence on the Kang family's business and made Kang anxious. Then he found out that someone wanted to have some raw lacquer transported from Linyi in Shandong province to Gongyi. Because of the long distance, no one wanted to take on the job.
当然这些东西呢，在北方来讲，俺就是山东啊，这个临沂那里边的蒙山那里边呢，它多，就东至西至那两条河上游，它那里头有漆树。 哎，出这个漆，大也叫大漆，但是这个大漆呢，一般呢又走不到那，小量的运输划不着，你单条划不着，谁去那里运呢？这康大勇这个人呢，就是他做生意嘛，他这个非常聪明，他就通过这事感觉是一种商机。
Linyi is located in the southeast of Shandong. It's close to the Yi River, the greatest river in Shandong province. The Yi River connects to the Yellow River. It has many water routes and is only a dozen kilometers from the Grand Canal. At that time, the transportation of goods on the Yi River was booming. There were many wharfs along the river, and numerous ships plied their trade along it. This provided fertile soil for the development of commercial trade.
你看临沂的自然环境跟贡县他老家的地方非常近似，有山有水，并且他那条水往下边流叫泗河，就是一个山地水一个泗的泗河。这实际上泗河就是跟运河直接连着，泗河实际上就是运河的一个名字，实际上它是运河的一段。
The trip to Linyi made Kang realize that if he confined his vision to the Law River region, he would be trapped by his limited view and would be unable to achieve greater success. So he decided to expand his market to Shandong. Soon, he began to build warehouses in Linyi, Rejiao, and other places. Using the Grand Canal, cargo could be transported to Beijing in the north and Yangzhou in the south. His business became more stable, and the warehouses became like modern branch offices. He had laid the foundation for the family business and had become the first man to go beyond his hometown to start a business elsewhere. But as his business grew, new problems emerged. When he'd been engaged in river transportation on the Law River, he only had 3 ships. They only sailed in the area around Gongyi, so Kang could manage them himself. With the expansion of his business, this simple management method couldn't meet the needs of the business anymore.
面积越来越大，生意越来越多，沿路都是你的生意了。你这时候你整个管理，你的康当一个人，古代的交通也好，古代那个通讯工具也好，你不是随时都可以到呀。所以这是得有贴心的人给他干，得有我这样的本子，可信的本子。
Soon, Kang established a pyramid-shaped management mechanism. This was a unique system made up of warehouses and managers.
站房是啥意思？沿着运河，它打造为临时的一种仓库。这个仓库呢是以存东西为主，但是呢也进行买卖。
Initially, the Kang family built a few transit sheds in Shandong so that commodities could be loaded and unloaded there. Later, Kang's business sprawled deep into Shandong, so he set up bases there too. These bases consisted of freight houses, counting houses, and guest rooms to accommodate people who had gone there to do business with his company. With the expansion of the business, the Kang family's warehouses increased in number.
所以他就把这个站房呢分为3个档次。初级站房，主要是收粮食，管理土地，收土特产品，它都设在比较大的村子上。中等站房呢，它就设在稍微大的镇上。 那么高等站房呢，就设在大的城市或大的码头上。
Kang broke the traditional family enterprise management pattern. He selected talented men from the ranks of society and appointed them as managers. The managers hired by the Kang family were versatile and similar to today's professional management executives. They were also divided into 3 grades. To become managers, even descendants of the Kang family had to pass strict exams.
但是在康家还有个不成文的规定，就是你每个人成年以后，就是给你一部分的开发经费，让你自己独立去经营。如果你要自己独立经营，经营的越来越好，那你将来就会走到级别会越来越高，从小相公做起，做到大相公。如果说你做不好，那将来就是把你驱逐出去了，给你10亩田，让你能自己养活自己。 但家里不能再从事家里的经营了。
The managers were powerful. The decision-making level of the family controlled the power of appointment and removal, as well as finance. The managers were responsible for day-to-day operations. Managers of different grades formed a pyramid-shaped management system, similar to today's professional management system.
实现了一个经营权和所有权的分离。企业家族就是这个东家作为一个投资者，所有权属于他们家族的，但是经营管理权是交给掌柜的。
老百姓给他总结的是，这10大老相公。 8个大相公，30这个小相公，要是多少呢？还有那小朋友，他说法是不一样。总而言之，他说体制，就跟那金字塔说体制。
每一年的数值啊，完成了任务，超额的部分可以自主进行变现，而后进行比例分成，这样呢就实行了经营好的可以多得。
This unique system fully harnessed the manager's potential and created a new family enterprise management pattern. Because of this innovative management model, Kang was able to control events that were going on thousands of miles away, and his family became extremely wealthy. Every spring after the winter ice melts on the Yellow River, this temple becomes busy. The Kang family ship crews would offer sacrifices to the river god before setting out, attracting many people to join in the fun too. It was rumored that every time, the fleet brought back at least 1 million tiles of silver from Shandong.
大家一看，康百万来了，康百万来了，实际上是康百万家的船来了。河南的说法好简单，康百万来了。这叫的时间长了，他这就叫康百万。
Although Kang Da-yong made a huge fortune, he had only one son who died very young. His grandson, Kang Ying-kei, would decide the family's future. So after he took over the business, Kang Ying-kei got a golden opportunity. It was a big challenge for him. Could he continue to develop the family's business? Join us for part 3 of The Legend of the Kang Family.